Hey YouTube, Sam here. Time for some plumbing, specifically PEX plumbing. And right on this wall, somewhere in here, I'm going to build a manifold system. I think I'm going to build my own. I still haven't done all the pricing, but to me it seems like I can build one for less. Plus I'm going to have a main shutoff out here. And I'll show you. Well, we're in the bathroom, downstairs bathroom, and it's primarily going to be my daughter's bathroom. And if we need to shut off any water in the house, that is the main shutoff right there that I have. So what I would like to do is actually, we've got to work with this. We're going to take the cold from there, and it's going to go into my manifold, and the hot from the hot water tank going into the manifold. And I'm going to have it so that both sides of that I can shut off, which will make it from that manifold I can shut off any of the water in the house that way. So we are going to do a whole bunch of PEX running, because this is what I got going right now. I got a mess of PEX and copper all mixed together. It's running down the middle of my house. There's even, with at least my plumbing and the way I'm trying to work it, and I know there's better ways of doing this, but I'm going with both cost and performance a little bit here. I'm sacrificing a little bit of performance for some cost, but I'm giving myself a lot better than if I was just to you know, run everything off of basically one line and daisy chain it all around. Now you could take and go from, you know, each one of these hot and cold, going to each appliance and each sink and each shower and blah blah blah. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do though, to help remedy some of the loss in performance by not doing that, because I mean that makes it so you have to run entire feeds from your manifold clear up to whatever it is, and that just isn't cost effective, nor do I think it's necessary, especially in our house. But I am going to use 3/4 inch line for my main coming in the house all the way up to my manifold. Will both hot and cold is going to be 3/4 inch PEX piping. And then my manifold itself is going to be 3/4 inch PEX piping, and then off of that I'm going to go to 1/2 inch, purely for cost. I guess I could go 3/4 up to wherever it is I'm going, but quite honestly my runs aren't that far, except for over to the upstairs kitchen. So really that, you know, 6 or 8 feet for me is not going to make a big difference whether it's 3/4 or 1/2 inch. You guys can decide that. This will make more sense later on as we go down through the video, but yet again I'm trying to be as in depth as I can. Out here, the first thing I'm going to do is just cut this end off so I know it's at least closer to being flat. I will say that these cutters are way better than those crappy plastic ones, and they were like $1 more, so they aren't that bad. It's HDX, and actually it's made to be able to, like, I don't know, cut pretty good sized stuff though. You know, it'll cut this kind of stuff. So I'm not going to use it to show you because I may need that piece for something later on. Anyhow, go out and buy a good set of cutters for this. It was like $9.99 for that. So I got that fairly flat and straight. Probably should take a little bit of sanding paper and just kind of give it a little bit of a cleanup. Not too worried about it. Now, let's see here. I got to look at my drawing that I have, and the first one for the top is 3/4 for all. So I'm putting that right there. And then I need my crimp piece here, so I'm going to put that on first actually. I like these kind of crimps. I don't know, there's different kinds, but this one seemed to be a pretty good price for the tool. It was a little bit more, but not that much more than the other ones, and I've just heard more about these ones, so I went with this kind. And the cool thing about this is it'll do 3/4 and 1/2 inch packs. And mine was set good from the beginning. You know, you want to leave a little bit. I'll probably show that to you. You want to make sure you leave a little bit of the white, or in this case white, showing. You know, a little bit of the tube showing. You don't want to go all the way to the end or past or anything like that. You got to leave just a little bit of that showing. But you also don't want to go too far this way, because then you'll be over here crimping on this area. And you want to make sure it's crimping in somewhere in that area. Like I was saying before though, mine was pretty well set from the factory. I haven't had to adjust anything or anything like that. The only thing I do notice about this particular one is tight spaces. It definitely takes 2 hands to crimp, and tight spaces are somewhat difficult to get into. You want to make sure you crimp it all the way. Give it a good squeeze, let it up. Like I said, I mean, it's pretty wide, so it definitely is a 2-hander thing here. And then the tool also comes with this little thing here. It's a go, no-go gauge, is what I've always heard it referred to, which basically you should be able to take it and you're going to find where it kind of crimps together at, and it should go pretty much all the way down, or halfway at least, I believe is what it is. Honestly, it's been a little while since it says no go, go or no go. So if it goes past, there's a little line on here, and if it goes to that little line, you're good to go if it's halfway. So I can't really show that because I can't even barely see it on here. I doubt the camera will be able to. So anyhow, you have the gauge. You can read how to use it and decide what you want, but there is a little mark right here. And I noticed if I put that to the side, sometimes this can kind of stop it from moving, because it definitely has like a little bit of a bump there. So I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully this is working. You can see kind of there's a shiny spot, and if you hit it with that, that can actually stop it from going past there. So if you turn it and put it on there, we're well past that mark, so it should be good to go. I've gotten to the point, honestly, where I don't check every single one. I check one every so many times, and if it is good, I'm good. So that is going to give me my rundown here, and I'm going to have another pipe going this way. So for now, I just need to leave enough room, and I need to put, let's see, the next one is going to be 3/4, 3/4 and 1/2. So that's one of these ones here. And like I said, as time goes on, the reason I'm doing this and the way I'm doing this is going to make more sense. It's what I need for my particular stuff. So depending on what you need, you may need something a little different, but you can build it. Now I need to cut this and put this in, because that is my next one I'm going to do. Let's see, 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. So I need to make sure I'm not obviously this close, because I'll be cutting into here. I'm going to give myself, I don't know, and I did a measurement, and I can hit right about the 2-inch mark. Seems pretty good to me. Worst case scenario, I lose a couple inches of pipe and have to redo this again, but trying to make sure I'm right upon my mark there, and I'm straight for my cut as I can be. cramp. Let's see here. Make sure that's the right way. Make sure everything is lined up so that all these are pretty well, good row here. I'm okay with eyeballing that. Our eyeballs are pretty well calibrated. Get it in the thing once here first. You want to make sure you're pretty close to middle, so you got to get in there. You'll kind of feel it'll kind of come into its own, for so to speak. Alright, I'm in the middle, making sure I'm good and in close here. Pretty happy with that. Oh, but I'm not. I slipped that way too far. See? Mistakes happen. Doggone me. Alright, well, now you gotta learn how to fix it. I have no idea what I was doing there, to be honest. I missed it by a freaking lot. I've been on camera, I'm sure that wouldn't have happened, but at least it'll give you an idea of what to do if you mess up. This is one of those places you do something I do, you hurt yourself. I am not responsible if you end up with a leak somewhere and your house floods. I'm also not responsible. This is all going to be inspected, so you'll know when I know whether or not it passed. But this is how I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to take my cutoff wheel here and take it off. I'm going to try not to go into this if I... Yeah, I think I'm redoing this whole thing, to be honest. So, when I get to this point, I'm just going to cut the other one off the same, because I just kind of went in way further in there than I want. And I'm not going to cheap out now. I'd rather sacrifice a couple of these and a piece of pipe than having a leak. And this might make more sense. I decided to kind of lay it out on the board here so that for me I could kind of picture it as well. And like up here I need two, but down here I only need one. So, but I want it to look fairly even, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the 2-inch to there, and then another 2-inch, then a 2-inch here. I believe that'll pretty much do it. And then I'm going to stick this one in the middle, so I'll have to figure out what this measurement is here. But that's basically what it's going to be when I'm all done, is just the pipe in between each one of these. And that'll give me my cold manifold. Piece here. And we'll test fit it. Once again, this is the hard part here, trying to bend it so it goes all in there. And I should have put those rings on because it test fitted fine. It's not perfect. What do we got? We got 9 3/8 there, and 9 1/4 there. You know what? For a 1/4 inch, I'm not gonna worry about it a whole lot. I think it looks decent. It'll do the job and function. But that is basically a manifold system. Well, it's exactly a manifold system. So we're going to go ahead. I need to make a whole nother one of these for the hot, and start and go mount them.
That was my plan, but like usual, I like to tell you when something goes wrong. And I'm sorry, the dryer is running right now, so you gotta deal with that noise. But my plan was to do this just like I have it, and have all these in here and coming on here. I just kind of got them thrown on there for right now, and I can get rings on there, but the big problem is I can't get the crimper on here to crimp them on, so I'm gonna have to offset these from the board a little bit. And what I have, I don't know what they are. They say, let's see if I can get there. Nope. They say co period, so the co is abbreviated. Anyways, and I think they're either for electrical or I think they're for electrical because they're gray. But anyway, these work great around the 3/4 inch pipe, and I'm hoping I can find some for the 1/2 inch for when I go to put them on the walls, because these things here kind of suck and don't really hold very well. And then I can put a screw here and here. That was my plan. So, but what I'm going to have to do is actually offset it. I'm going to have to put something behind there to bring that out from the board some. So, when I get that done, you'll see. There it is. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but once again, this can be moved around some even after I'm done. So, what I wound up doing is just taking and putting a couple of the 2x2s behind here and hooking that there. That gives me enough space I can get in here with the tool. And a lot of people take and each one of these put a shut-off valve and blah blah blah, but yet again, under the idea of keeping it lower in cost, this is quite a bit lower in cost than those valves. Those valves are pretty darn expensive. So what I'm going to do is on each of these, one right here and one right here, I'm going to have this sticking up, and I'm going to have a valve right here, and that will be my main shut off right there and there. That should shut off all the hot, all the cold separately, whatever I want to do. Well, there's the end of that one. Basically, this was just mostly on kind of building this manifold system. And I explained it, but I'm going to do a little bit more. Basically, what this is so that when the main water comes in, it'll kind of go around here and equalize the pressure in each one of these. Is kind of the basis idea. Honestly, I don't know if this is definitely not perfect, I know that, and I don't know if this needs to be bigger or you know, longer runs between each one and that kind of stuff. Right now, this is I'm testing this out, and so when I find out more on how well or not well this is working, I'll tell you. So you might want to wait a while if you can before you copy this idea completely to the T of how I did it. And I really don't have a ton of things in this house. We got 2 bathrooms now, and we're going to have 2 kitchen type areas, or 2 sinks anyway, for plumbing, and then the laundry room. That's all that's going to be on this. And actually, I do have an outside thing I'm going to do later on down the road, but that's quite a ways later. Anyhow, so we'll see how this works, and hopefully it does. You'll see more videos. Keep an eye out on my videos. I got my upstairs bathroom is going to have some PEX plumbing stuff in it. My kitchen, when I get to it down here, will have some PEX plumbing stuff. So I'll have more runs that I need to do. So keep an eye out for those. And hopefully I'll have more information at that time to tell you if this stuff's working or not. Alright, I think that'll do it for this time. It's kind of a basic idea of why and how you make the manifold system, and hopefully this made sense to you. This is Sam, Jack of all, Master of none. You all have a good one.